everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jade if you are new, and if you are a continuing subscriber or watcher of my channel, then thank you very much for tuning in and watching another one of my videos. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click on that bell so you don't miss any of my videos. So, as you can probably tell from the title of this video, it's going to be my July TBR. I've got some amazing books to read this month that I managed to get for a very, very good price on Amazon, and a couple of them are actually from Vinted, so big shout out and thank you to Vinted for some of the books that I have to read today. If you didn't know, Vinted is actually a very, very good place to get books. I didn't know that until, I can't even remember what I was doing. I was flicking through Vinted and then I just put in horror books or something like that, and it came up with a massive list of all sorts of books for the most incredible prices. Jumping back into today's video, I have a couple of physical books and then the rest of them are all going to be on my Kindle, so I shall leave the photos of the books that I have on my Kindle by here. So the first set of books that I got off Vinted is the Tokyo Ghoul series, and I've got volumes 1, 2 and 3. I watched Tokyo Ghoul on Netflix a long time ago and I absolutely loved it. I fell in love with our main character. I loved the whole journey. I just thought it was absolutely incredible. I was a little bit kind of disappointed by season 3. If you watch Tokyo Ghoul and you kind of understand what I'm thinking, what I'm saying, please let me know down below. And also I have heard that season 3 in the books are so much better. Now I'm calling these books because I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be classed as manga or anime, and I'm not too big up on it because I'm very new to manga, anime, graphic novel type books as well, so I don't want to insult anybody by saying it wrong, so I'm going to just say books, which hopefully no one will be insulted by. But I am so excited to jump in and get these read because I just love it. And I mean, all this, it's all black and white. If you didn't or haven't watched Tokyo Ghoul, I highly recommend it, and if you want to get these, I would highly recommend getting these as well, even though I haven't read them yet. But the main story is of our main character, whose surname or name is Kenigi. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. If I'm not, please don't kill me for it. I'm not very good at pronouncing Japanese surnames. But you follow Ken in his journey, I would say. He goes on a date with a beautiful woman who turns out sadly to be a ghoul, and she is only interested in eating him, which is very gutting for him because he thought he'd really hit the jackpot because she is so beautiful in his eyes and she loves reading. So yeah, disappointment was very high up on his list, but it kind of went to the back of his mind because she tried to eat him. He is then turned into the first half-human, half-ghoul hybrid, and you follow his journey as he learns how to be a ghoul, how to be the first half-human, half-ghoul hybrid. These are actually an anticipated 5 stars for the month, so hopefully they will become the 5 stars of the month. The next book that I have on my list for this month is The Monsters of Rookhaven. I think this is the most beautiful front cover ever. I love the way the red and the white pops against the black background. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's so pretty. And I got this one again off Vinted, and the fact that it is a hardcover as well, which I do love a hardcover. So the blurb on this one says, Mirabelle has always known she is a monster. When the magical glamour protecting her unusual family from the human world is torn, an orphaned brother and sister stumble upon Rookhaven. Mirabelle soon discovers that friendship can be found in the outside world. But the tear between the two worlds has let danger in, and as evil stalks Mirabelle and her family, it quickly becomes clear that the true monsters aren't necessarily the ones you can see. I loved the synopsis for this. I thought it was really good. It had a lot of very good reviews on it on Amazon, so when I saw it on Vinted, I was immediately like, get that in my basket. So I was very happy to receive it, and I just love the book so far. I have, as you can see, actually started reading it, so I've read quite a bit of it so far and I'm loving it as well. Okay, so the first book that I got for my Kindle is going to be The Writing Retreat. I have the blurb up on my phone as well. So The Writing Retreat is by a author called Julia Bartz. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So the blurb for this one is, a book deal to die for. 5 attendees are selected for a month-long writing retreat at the remote estate of Rosa Vallow, the controversial high priestess of feminine horror. Alex, a struggling writer, is thrilled. Upon arrival, they discover they must complete an entire novel from scratch, and the best one will receive a 7-figure publishing deal. Alex's long-extinguished dreams now seems within reach, but then the women begin to die. Trapped, terrified, yet still desperately writing, it is clear that there is more to a publishing deal at stake at Blackbriar Estate. Alex must confront her own demons and finish her novel to save herself. I am so excited to read this one. I think it's amazing. So the next book that I have is The Grisly Grocery by China Pace. I was so lucky enough to be sent this book early because I have worked with China before on her amazing books. I think they are just absolutely incredible. I love the Sally Holmes and Sherlock mysteries. I think they're absolutely incredible, and I just love the stories. They're just perfect. So I will read you the blurb for this one. Sally Holmes and her trusty sidekick Sherlock are solving their strangest case yet, when a trip to the grocery store leads to her finding a pair of hands hidden in a fruit bin. Sally knows she just has to find out where they came from. She goes on a wild goose chase to try and find clues and ends up stumbling on a completely different mystery along the way. Can a feud between local theatres have anything to do with the creepy hands? Sally's determined to find out. Join her and her friends as she explores a farm, investigates an actress, and sleuths her way to the culprit, one grisly clue at a time. I love it. I absolutely love it. I have read the other 2 books which are in this mystery, which is The Lost Librarian, which was the first book I read, and I absolutely loved it. It got me hooked. And then I read The Funfair Fiasco, which was even better than The Lost Librarian. And if you are really into autumnal feels, all the goodness of Halloween and October and everything else like that, I would highly recommend reading The Funfair Fiasco because the detail that is in that description is exquisite. But that is definitely going to be an anticipated 5 stars for this month as well. The next book that I have is The Cottage by Lisa Stone. This is what it looks like. I will just read you the blurb for this now. After losing her job and boyfriend, Jan Hamblin is in desperate need of a fresh start, so she jumps at the chance to rent a secluded cottage at the edge of Coleshaw Woods. Very quickly, though, things start to take a dark turn. At night, Jan hears strange noises and faint taps at the window. Something or someone is out there. Jan refuses to be scared off, but whoever is outside isn't going away, and it soon becomes clear that the nightmare is only just beginning. I love that because I love the idea of somebody who's just desperate just to get away from it all and rents a secluded cottage, and then it's all, it all goes a bit Pete Tong and everything goes wrong, and I love that kind of idea. So I definitely think that that is going to be a very good book, and like I said, it is on my list for my anticipated 5 stars. The next book that I downloaded to my Kindle is Home Before Dark, and the author is Riley Sager. I hope I've pronounced that correctly, and I shall find the blurb for you now. This is quite a long blurb, so bear with me. Maggie Holt is used to such questions. 25 years ago, she and her parents, Ewan and Jess, moved into a rambling Victorian estate called Bainbury Hall. They spent 3 weeks there before fleeing in the dead of night, an ordeal which Ewan later recounted in the memoir called House of Horrors. His tale of ghostly happenings and encounters with malvoyant spirits became a worldwide phenomenon. Maggie has now inherited Bainbury Hall after her father's death. She was too young to remember any of the events mentioned in her father's book, but she doesn't believe a word of it. Ghosts, after all, don't exist. But when she returns to Bainbury Hall to prepare it for sale, her homecoming is anything but warm. People from the pages of her father's book lurk in the shadows, and the locals aren't thrilled that their small town has become infamous. Even more unnerving is Bainbury Hall itself, a place that hints of dark deeds and unexplained happenings. As the days pass, Maggie begins to believe that what her father wrote was more fact than fiction. That either way, someone or something doesn't want her there, and that she might be in danger all over again. I loved this. It gives me very kind of Haunting of Hill House vibes, because anyone who's watched The Haunting of Hill House or read it knows that it's just absolutely incredible. I would probably say that the Haunting of Hill House series is one of my favourite series for that vibe. It's just absolutely on point completely. And I love the fact that, you know, she's so young, so she doesn't remember, and then she thinks, oh, you know, Dad's just making it up. And then when she goes to the house, it's obviously very much real, and, you know, I just can't wait to find out what happens, whether there's twists and turns, or how the story ends, really. I'm really, really looking forward to that one. The next book that I have is one that I have been very much looking forward to reading for such a long time, and it is Hidden Pictures. Now, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the author's surname, because I'm not going to be able to pronounce it very well at all, and I do not want to offend him, but I will leave, obviously, the front cover of the book on the screen. The blurb for this one sounds so good, and it's what drew me in immediately to wanting to read this one. Mallory is delighted to have a new job looking after gorgeous 4-year-old Teddy. She's been sober for a year and a half, and she's sure her new nanny role in the affluent suburbs will help keep her on the straight and narrow. That is, until Teddy starts to draw disturbing pictures of his imaginary friend Anya. It is quite clear to Mallory and to Teddy's parents, even in his crude, childlike style, that the woman Teddy is drawing in his pictures is dead. Teddy's crayons are confiscated and his paper locked away, but the drawings somehow keep coming, telling a frightening story of a woman murdered, and they're getting more sophisticated. But if Teddy isn't drawing the pictures anymore, who is? And what are they trying to tell Mallory about her new home? That sounds amazing. That sounds so good. I mean, the idea of a ghost, you know, is it like in one of the Paranormal Activity films, I can never remember which one it is, where they've got the two girls and the youngest befriends Toby, I think his name is. I think that's the name of the spirit that lives in the house, or to the girl it's called Toby. You know, where she has conversations with him. Is Teddy having conversations with Anya? What is Anya trying to tell him? Is it all in his head? Oh, there is so much that just seems so good, and I would 100% have that as a anticipated 5 stars, because it sounds so good. The last book that I have in my list, which I have for my Kindle, is of course Bunny. Now, I've seen this book everywhere on social media, and I really wanted to read it just to see if it lived up to the hype that everybody has been talking about. Now, the author of this, again, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but it is Mona Awad, A-W-A-D. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It is one of the TikTok made me buy it books, and I will find the blurb for you now. So, again, this one I think is going to be so good. We call them bunnies, because that's what they call each other. Seriously, Bunny. Samantha Heather McKay is an outsider in small, highly selective MFA program at Warren University. In fact, she is utterly repelled by the rest of her fiction writing cohort, a clique of unbearably rich girls who call each other Bunny. But then the bunnies issue her with an invitation, and Samantha finds herself inexplicably drawn towards their front door, across the threshold and down into their rabbit hole. To me, it screams Mean Girls. It's almost like Mean Girls versus, you know, your outsider, and you're drawn into that clique of wanting to be like them, even though you're repelled by them because they're just so perfect and shiny. And but yeah, I am really looking forward to that book. I've seen so many people read it, and they've absolutely raved about it, and I just really hope that it lives up to the expectation that everybody is raving about, because if it does, that will probably be such a fantastic book, and I'm so excited to read them. So I think that is all of the books that I have on my TBR for this month. As you can see, I already started to read the Monsters of Rookhaven. I'm probably going to jump into the writing retreat as well, because I don't think it's going to take me very long to read The Monsters of Brookhaven, and I cannot, there's so many books on this TBR this month that I just want to absolutely devour, and I cannot wait to get my hands on them and to start reading them, and then to come to you at the end of the month and tell you all about how much I liked them, or if they didn't quite meet my expectations. I don't know, but I am so excited to get into these. So I will leave it there. If you have any of these books on your TBR, please let me know. If you have read any of them, please let me know down below, but please don't leave any spoilers, because I don't want to read spoilers, and also I don't want anyone else who reads the comments to read any spoilers either. I shall see you all very soon in my next video.